Yasu Malagedo. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Computer Love, Part 30.
I'm very anti-dating apps, but I guess I'm biased because of the nightmarish experience I had with Tinder. I've only met up with 3 people ever off Tinder. The first 2 experiences were nothing special. I wasn't excited about either of the girls, and there were no second dates. But compared to the third meetup, oh boy, in comparison the first 2 went phenomenally. I matched this brunette girl named Annette. She had up 4 pictures, 3 of which she was posing alone in what looked like her backyard. The 4th one was in front of a pond. At the time, I didn't see it as a red flag that she was alone in all of her pictures. Honestly, why would I? But she was decently attractive, at least to my standards. So I talked to her, and it got to the point where she asked what I was doing that night. And when I said nothing, she asked if she could come over and hang out. Considering my bedroom in my parents' house is in the basement with a separate entrance, it would work out rather nicely. We set a time for her to come over. When the time came, she texted me literally right on the dot that she was outside. Punctual, to say the least. I led her in the side basement door entrance, and we walked downstairs. I tried to make the greeting not awkward, but right off the bat, first impression, she seemed weird.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt this story, but can I just say this? And again, I'm 42 years old. I rent. I moved out when I was 22. Being Greek and Italian, it's almost like moving out when you're 8. But I mean, it's going to be awkward already, right? I mean, I'm assuming this guy's like a grown man and he's inviting people over. He's still living with his parents and, the whole side door thing at night. And I don't know where this story's going because I'm just listening to this for the first time. It seems like it's going to get, weird. But I mean, first of all, you got a woman, you got to wonder, a woman's point of view here. I mean, what kind of woman would actually do this? Imagine if you have a daughter and your daughter is actually doing this, and this is what scares me about having kids is, I mean, it doesn't matter how many, right moves you do. It's just gonna, you're always gonna think this, even if you fuck up once as a father, which, I mean, God only knows, how many times I fucked up. And even Jay-Z said, I got demons in my past, so I got daughters on the way. And, we all know how that worked out. It's crazy, how life works. But, even if you fuck up once, you're going to be like, shit, is my daughter going to go to, some strange guy's, basement, and his parents, and he says it's his parents, and maybe he's got, 2 people upstairs waiting to jump me that, look like Bill Cosby. I mean, who knows, right? But I'm just saying.
Her responses were short, her laugh was weird. When we sat down on my bed and I asked her how long the drive was, she laughed. She didn't even answer my question. She just laughed like I told a joke. And as she laughed, she looked right at me, her eyes still open wide. It was uncomfortable, and I already knew I wasn't going to vibe with this girl.
Of course it's uncomfortable. You got your parents up there. You're trying to get your fuck on. And, obviously, they might hear something or, I mean, even if they're the coolest parents in the world, I mean, how cool could they be? I mean, they're letting their, kid just invite, whoever the fuck over in their basement, and it's creepy. And there's something always creepy about basements. And if you think of the Cosby Show and how fucked up Bill Cosby was, and, he would just emerge from the basement and, wasn't he a doctor? How many doctors do you know that have this much time with their kids and family and have their own office in a basement? And every time he opened the door, it was it was always dark in there, and like nobody knew what the fuck was going on. Well, I mean, now we know what was going on in there, Spanish Fly. But the point is, it's fucking creepy, man. And this girl's always already laughing like the Joker. And anyways,
I wanted her out ASAP. I turned the TV on in the background for filler, and I pretended to be laughing at the TV because of the constant awkward silences, and she never once batted an eye to look at the TV. She just watched me the whole time. I was able to wrap it up quickly by pretending I got a text about going into work early the next day, and I implied I needed to go to sleep. She seemed like she didn't want to leave. It was extremely awkward.
that is the oldest excuse in the book. We've all done that. We've all listen. I'm positive. Okay, 9 out of 10 times I go out on a date. Like literally 10, 15 minutes in, my date will get a text on her phone. Even I'll make a joke saying, just tell the other person you're okay. I'm not a murderer. I'm not a serial killer. I'm just fat and ugly. It's cool. No worries. And they usually laugh it off and go, nah, it's cool. She's just my friend. We all know what you're doing. It's cool. I get it, But at the same time, yeah, sometimes like we need that fucking escape plan, So I totally get it. But at the same time, I mean, she could freak out. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, she could, be the next Carla Homolka. But, let's just see.
But I managed to get her to follow me out the basement door. When she was finally gone, I had to ask myself, what did I just put myself through? Not even 5 minutes after she left, she texted me, "Are you sure you have to go to bed? I was having fun." I read the text and sighed. I threw my phone on the bed to charge while I went to get food upstairs. When I got back, I had 3 more texts from her, 2 being question marks, the last one being hello with more question marks. This girl was clearly nuts, so I blocked her. Done and done. I went to bed an hour later. I awoke in the middle of the night, like I often do. I'm a light sleeper, it's really annoying. Waking up randomly isn't weird for me. I instinctively felt around for my phone to check what time it was, but my phone wasn't by its normal spot on the ledge charging, and I 100% remembered putting it there. So I got up and started looking around for my phone. I turned on the bedside strip of red LED lights I had hung on the wall to light up the room just a bit. I couldn't find it though, and I'm kind of the person who will let that bother me until I find it. I went upstairs to grab the landline phone and bring it down so I could call my number. When I dialed my number, I heard it ringing from inside the boiler/laundry room, which was connected to my room. I entered the boiler room, and there was my phone left on the washer machine, causing the entire machine to vibrate as it rang. I knew this was bizarre because I didn't do laundry that night. I didn't even remember going in there. I picked up my phone to see a bunch of new messages from some random number. I opened the texts to see 2 pictures of me sleeping. Above the pictures were 2 texts saying, "Nice, good job blocking me." The second one saying, "Lock your door next time." And I realized what an idiot I was, that I was so anxious to get her out of my room that I didn't even lock the door when she left. Then I can't say for certain, but I felt like I wasn't alone in the room. Like I just felt another presence, and I had a feeling that she may have been hiding behind the cylinder boiler in the darkest corner of the room. But I didn't go look. I went upstairs to get my parents and call the police. Given that the girl was dumb enough,
Sorry again. I don't mean to interrupt the story here. First of all, yeah, you gotta lock your door, man. Second, again, I don't need to nitpick or nothing, but I mean, here's my thing. Okay, so clearly, assuming if this person did break in the guy's, uh, you know, luxurious basement here. I mean, she must be in good shape. You got to think. I mean, think about like boilers. I mean, for the most part, like they're big, but at the same time, I mean, if she's able to, hide behind it and you can't see her. I mean, worst case scenario, and this is just me, ladies and gentlemen. I've dealt with this all my life. Like, the most beautiful women I've dealt with. I mean, they're fucking crazy. But my God, do they have great bodies? I mean, they're known as chubby chasers. Because they're a little, they're a little nutty. Like they don't recognize that guys like me are, not the best looking. We're stable in the sense, like we're not going to go anywhere, because I mean, come on, look at us. But I'm just saying, like, if there's any plus to this, if you see a crazy woman, chances are, I mean, she's probably really hot, So yeah.
Crazy enough to leave a digital footprints. Tracking her and getting charges pressed on her was easy. Her name wasn't even Annette. Her real name was Sylvana. Her charges were a breaking and entering charge and a.
Okay, so again, I keep interrupting, but these are good points. Trust me, Savannah. I mean, she can. I mean, like, how many ugly girls do you know named Savannah? I mean, that didn't they make a song about Savannah? Savannah, na na na, something like that, or I don't know. Maybe it was about a country or whatever. But the point, I mean, she was probably pretty good looking, and worst case scenario, if you ever team up with her, I mean, she's good at, B&Es, she can probably, steal some cool shit. Maybe she's got some, connections to, rich neighbors or something. I'm just saying, like, I'm just thinking worst case scenario. I'm not endorsing any of this. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Stalking and harassment charge. I, of course, got a restraining order, and I've never heard from that girl again.
Well, I gotta say, it's a shame that there was no love connection here. But I mean, these are probably some of just the crumbs that are on YouTube here that are freaky stories. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's all scary online. It really is. You want to give people the benefit of a doubt, but you can't. So I think something that we can absolutely learn from this beautiful, long, pointless intro is if you're a guy or a girl, and if you still live with your parents, still using COVID as an excuse, I would still meet people outside. Now let me explain something to anybody that's a millennial or younger. Outside is somewhere that doesn't involve like a computer or a television screen or possibly like a video game console. You go outside, right? And like it's not like dark, it's actually light. Now, that bright thing in the sky is called the sun. Um, and what happens is like you absorb a lot of like these what's it called, UV rays, and like you actually enjoy the outdoors and you can meet people outside and still have a good time. It's crazy, I know. I hear you. I've done it a few times myself, but it's actually possible to go outside and meet someone, instead of just putting on a robe and looking creepy like Harvey Weinstein, and just going outside and actually making the effort to actually meet someone. This way they can't stalk you. They don't know, where you live with your roommates. I mean, chances are that's what you probably tell people. It's like grandma's boy. You tell people that you live with your roommates, but really they're your parents, and that's just extremely pathetic. But the point is, you don't want people knowing where you live on the first date. You gotta have a little leeway here. You know what I mean? So that's just me. That's just me. Call me old school. But at the same time, yeah. And this guy still has two more stories. Holy shit. It's called 3 Freaky True Dating App Horror Stories. His name is Mr. Nightmare, and I mean, it lives up to the name for sure. But yeah, it's a good little story there. Just wanted to give him a shout out there. But yeah, it's crazy out there, folks. It is. Yeah, I mean, again, the best advice I can give you is meet someone for the first date outside somewhere. Go to Starbucks. I know. I went there recently. I got 2 cups of coffee for me and my date. It cost 12 something. I couldn't fucking believe it either. I haven't been to Starbucks in a while. I know people joke about the prices at Starbucks, but Jesus Christ, it is. Those are small. I looked at them like, really, like. I mean, pumpkin spice, it's pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is really good. I mean, that shit is like crack. But at the same time, it's I I think crack is cheaper. But I mean, whatever. But the point is, just meet someone outside in public for the first time, and you know, have a good time outside. Okay, I think that's way better. But anyways, let me get to my sad stories here. So I talked to one woman, and sometimes like you talk to someone like long enough, and it just stalls out. You're like, "Hey, how are you?" A week later, "Hey, I'm good. How are you?" A week later, "Oh, you're good." Like, I mean, like a 12-month conversation. I mean, it wasn't that long, but I'm just saying it could. I mean, some of these could last that long. Who the fuck knows? Could easily be wrapped up in 12 minutes. You know what I mean? But of course, I get it. We all got busy lives. We're all doing our thing, whatever. But it just gets to a point. It's like, here's my number. Text me. And I think it was 2-3 days. Who knows? Maybe a week later, she's like, "Oh, I'm not interested in texting yet. I still want to get to know you. Like ask you some stuff." So I go, "Sure, ask away." And then, I say that 2 weeks later, I get nothing. So I send her a question mark, and she's like, "Well, well, you could have asked me questions." I'm like, "Listen, I'm ready to go. I know enough about you. Let's exchange numbers." So I say, "No, you gotta ask me questions because you're the one that's uncomfortable, and I get that. But you gotta engage in this beautiful conversation." So all I'm saying is this: if you're not ready to actually talk to someone or ask them, or if you're not interested, just say you're not interested. I get it. I don't want to get a weird vibe here either, like the other dude. By the way, I mean, like he said he came or she came in the room and just stared at him. I mean, I I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm factoring everything here. Like, it doesn't seem that bad. I mean, you took the effort. You know, I'd kill for any girl to just look at me for more than 2 seconds and not go, "Oh." But okay, whatever. The point is, if you're not interested, just say so. That's all. That's it. Let's get to the point. That's all. And then a lot of times you talk to a woman online, like I do, unfortunately, and she's probably not interested. Maybe not. I don't know. You don't know. But then like she doesn't respond for a while again, and she's like, "Oh, I found somebody a few weeks back, and I'm gonna pursue that." Which is cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not stopping you, but it does make me wonder, like, why are you still online? Why do you still have a profile? Why are you still responding to me? Why are you talking to me? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel sorry for that dude, but yeah. But again, a lot of people. Let's be honest. You do the online thing, and it's extremely unstable. As you can tell by the basement boy here, and you don't know what's gonna happen next. And yeah, a lot of people just like to still they don't even bother deleting their profile because why would you? I mean, like, if it doesn't work out, then it's like, shit, I gotta do this whole process again. And have you ever done that? You invested time in something, then you're like, I got a good feeling about this. I'm deleting the profile. Then just that's it. And then you go back to the profile, and then you kind of message the same people that you did last time, and they go, "Hey, wait a minute, you messaged me before. Do you have a new profile on here?" But yeah, and then you gotta explain that shit. Then it's just forget it, forget it, forget it. It's not worth it. So I get it, but at the same time, you gotta watch out for that shit. So all I'm saying is, jump with 2 feet or don't jump at all. That's all. And if you're not interested or pursuing something else, and you're saying, "Look, I want to waive my options," I don't feel like going through the effort of deleting my profile, just to get ripped off. You know what I mean? And just say it. Just say it. Who cares? I mean, I think pretty much most people are doing it anyway. So what are you gonna do? So I talked to another woman here, and she seems pretty cool. Looks good. Talks good. I think. I don't know. I think she had an accent, but whatever. Who cares? And I'm always wondering like why she's up late and everything, and she works late, and like she's one of these people that I think if you message her, you might be annoying her sometimes because you don't know when she sleeps, and but like she'll message you out of nowhere, and like just expects you to, I don't know, put on a show. You know what I mean? Like I remember one time she messaged me and just said, "Boo," you know. Uh, all right, hey, what's going on with you? Clearly you're bored, at nighttime, I guess. You know, all right, let's get another pointless conversation going, And then I figured, you know what, let me just call her, see if she's actually real. And I called her, and she said she smokes weed, and I don't mind if someone smokes weed, but if you're a pothead and you know, like that's all you do. I mean, it's a little unattractive. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, maybe you're a hard worker, but I don't know. I think she said at one point she might have partied with her boss or something. I don't know. It's a whole thing there, and but you gotta wonder, man. But anyways, I call her, and she's like, hello, yeah, hello, yeah. I don't know. It reminded me of Robin Williams there when in Miss Doubtfire. I am Job. I am Job. I am Job. And fucking was it what's her name on Family Guy? Consuela there. Oh no, 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 no. I need more lemon pledge. So whatever, right? I mean, yeah, I saw pictures. She's cute. Don't worry. But I mean, I think she, like, you always tell when you talk to someone on the phone and they're smoking, it's like, yeah, yeah, things are going good, things are all right. Then, yeah, just, things are happening, at a fast pace now. And, yeah, winter's coming, we just gotta get ready for that. And you can tell the pauses, obviously, Puff the Magic Dragon there. And, but there's times where she's just coughing up a lung, like, excuse me. Andale. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, and then I don't know. We talked for a bit, and I think I might have said something. Then she said something. I don't know. Maybe she got deported. Who knows? But the point is, I don't know. It's not a big loss. If I connect with her again, who knows? But Jesus, like that first phone call could be very crucial to the rest of, the rest of the progress here. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Like if you could put the joint down for 2 seconds, it's not gonna kill you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I like to get to know the real you and what's going on. Little things like that. That's all. So I don't know. First impressions. Even on the phone, still count. But by the way, millennials out there, again, I taught you about the outside. With your cell phone, you can actually make phone calls. It's crazy. I know it's a whole thing there. I don't have time to explain it, but yeah, it's always good to have that, first phone call, establish some trust, see how the person is, and go from there. So, again, call me old school. I get it. I, it truly is a miracle, like moving out when you're 22, being Greek and Italian. It really is. I have no brothers or sisters. I mean, if anybody knows my parents, I'm pretty sure maybe they didn't make it. Who knows? But the point is, you gotta eventually move out, man. I mean, move out. Take fewer smoke breaks. Once you're retired, you can just go nuts. But it's crazy, because I don't know, maybe fuck, man, she could have, maybe she was a good cook, or I think she said she was like a housekeeper or something. So I mean, that's that helps a brother out there. But the point is that first phone call could be crucial. So try to act like a proper human being. That's all. So this other woman I talked to, I mean, we seem to have a pretty decent connection. We exchange numbers and we keep talking. I was a little thrown off by her pictures, though. I mean, it looked like you ever see a person like, I don't know, like really just squint in their picture? Maybe they're trying to see if they can like get the picture more focused or something, with the selfie, and then the picture kind of comes out yellow. It looks like their father might be a highlighter. But whatever. It's all good. And I'm just asking, like, can you send over some new pictures or something? And she's like, the why? Do you think my pics are old? Can you explain? And then I'm like, yeah. And I always hate it when they avoid the question and whatever. I'm like, you haven't sent them, and she's like, can I ask you a question? And I said something, I forgot. And she said, it's strange that you worry about pictures, but never asked anything about my mobility issue. And I'm just like, you lost me. I don't know. Now, I don't know what this means. I mean, this means she could, like, does she mean like the distance between where I live, she lives, is like maybe she has a disability issue? And I'm still looking at her pictures, and again, like, it's just one of those pictures, like, it's like 2010 Adele. I mean, you just see the face, right? So I don't know, like, you're not giving me a lot of clues, lady. So she's like, you never saw the pictures on my profile, and I did, and at this point, I'm just like, she said she was leaving, and then I said, I thought you were leaving, and she's like, are you okay? And I'm just like, wow. I mean, just wow. I'm like, is this how you get to know someone? I'm like, yes. I'm on episode 30, unfortunately. Yes. She's like, of course, thank you, have a good night. And I just said, finally. So again, if someone asks you like a question that's not really offensive, it's okay to answer. And the whole cryptic mobility issue, I still, to this day, I still have no idea what the fuck she was talking about. So again, if you could, explain your thoughts to people while you're talking to them, because again, a lot of things don't translate, through text, and it does get to be kind of annoying at times. But if you can actually explain to me what mobile, I mean, she could be part robot for all I know. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. But I mean, that would explain the whole, yellow shit. But the point is, are there that many yellow robots other than Star Wars? No? Okay. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, these are simple questions. Don't be cryptic. Just, if someone says, I don't know what you're talking about, more than likely, they're probably not being a dick. They're just trying to figure out, what's going on, or maybe they're just, plain old stupid like me. Just, like, help me out here. Just answer the question and we'll be fine. Okay? That's all. It's not tough. I get it. A lot of things get lost in translation online, and I think some people are on here just because they can't communicate in the real world. Like I was saying before, the outside in front of the sun. I don't think they can do it, and that's why a lot of people do online dating, because they just can't function in the real world, and they don't feel like going outside, and they're stuck with stalkers in their basements. Jesus Christ. But anyways, a simple question deserves a simple answer. Okay? Thank you. So this, fuck it, this is going to be the last person, because I mean, this is episode 30. This is just insane. But anyways, yeah, so I was talking to this one person, and everything was going pretty well. I mean, good-looking woman. We arranged to meet up and, have a good time, have a good date, see where it goes. I mean, I was a little weary at one point. I mean, there were a lot of... not a lot, but a few, enough red flags, but at the same time, it's not that bad. I think it's more just about the experiences that she's been through, and, she did send me some, let's say, erotic pics, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, you took those very quickly. So, of course, she's got it, she's got these pictures in the vault, it's just, okay, if a guy's good, here you go. You get to see, the full hand, you know what I mean? So, that's cool. I'm not stupid there. This is not my first rodeo here, ladies and gentlemen. So I get it. But then she told me this one story. She goes, I had a guy ask me to grow it out once. Now she's talking about her hair. Not the one on top. The hella. what stopped talking before we had sex. LOL. Whatever that means. But I would prefer to wax again. But that mean again, ladies and gentlemen, I get it. It's text and 2024. We don't give a fuck anymore. But Jesus, some proofreading punctuation would help a brother out here. Thank you. Again, we people put up with a lot of shit online, especially grammar, but just try to do your best, huh? Mean I have to let it grow out for 4 weeks, and I like sex, and guys don't like hair. Well, let me stop you right there, lady. Okay, I grew up with a lot of 1980s, 90s Playboy. Okay, so we basically went from like Ben Wallace in a Malice in the Palace haircut to landing strips. So, but that's cool. I mean, it gradually got a little smaller, 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 and then all of a sudden, I mean, they basically, just shaved. It looks like my head now, and it just totally, it looks like every vagina is ready to go bowling. It's it was a huge change over the last 20 years. But me, I don't mind a little hair. I like not too much. I think I mentioned this before. One time I went out with a girl, and it's either one of two things. Either she hasn't shaved in 10 years, or she's never attempted it before. I mean, at one point it looked like I was fingering Larry from the Three Stooges. Like, it was insane. Was she Greek and Spanish? Absolutely. But the point is, like, every person's different. Like, it is what it is, right? And I told her, I said, I don't really care, I just, want you to be happy, And she's like, okay, smiley face, whatever, so it's all good. And, but she's one of these women, again, like, would just pester and pester. And, like, again, I mentioned this before, like, and it's not just ladies. I'm assuming maybe guys do this too, especially the lonely ones. Once you talk to someone online, like, keep in mind, you're not going out with them if you haven't met them yet. But they'll message you every, like, it seems like almost every few minutes, and how you doing? This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. You're not talking that much. Oh, why aren't you talking? Well, what did I do? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I haven't met you yet. Okay, no offense. Shut the fuck up, please. Like, I need my space. Like, I need, the space. It got to a point where I was having a bad few days there, with other shit. And I'm trying to handle all my shit before I see her. And I'm just like, listen, like, I don't know what your problem is. You got to stop this, blah, blah, blah. I just, kind of blew up at her, and I just couldn't fucking take it anymore. It's just too much, man. Too much, please. My God, it's just, and then of course she took offense. I'm just trying to care. I'm just trying to do this. I don't know. You don't appreciate blah, blah, blah. I don't need this shit. Like, and then what's funny is, like, she said at one point, she goes like, oh, my ex was nicer than you. So I'm like, so why aren't you with him? You know what I mean? Like, what? I don't know. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's just, And again, you're going to throw the X card in there. Come on. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you got to stop doing that, okay? If you're going to move forward in a relationship, please stop bringing up your ex and ex stories, and especially on the first date, man. I mean, my God, holy shit. If we're swapping stories during pillow talk, fine, whatever. I mean, yes, if there's no TV in the bedroom, what are you going to do? But the point is, I mean, come on, I don't need the fucking comparison shit. Come on now, but what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is if you talk to someone online, don't pester them every few minutes, every time. They're just one after another let the person breathe. You haven't met the person yet. It's not real. Online dating, in many ways, it's not real. It's a fucking mirage. I mean, even today's world, like, we'll see these stories online, and I'm just assuming the story I told before about the dude here, it's true. Maybe he's exaggerating. Maybe, he's the crazy one. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going with the flow here. But at the same time, you just don't know the person. whatever. In the end, let the person breathe, meet them, and then, talk their ear off. And even then, be careful. A lot of people like silence too. Silence is golden. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. When you're with someone, what's that scene in Pulp Fiction when they're at the restaurant? It's great when you're with someone and you can just shut the fuck up, and that's it. And technically, that's why, that wasn't a first date, but something could have happened if, I don't know, Ving Rhames wasn't involved. The point, that guy's, not, listen, any woman that Ving Rhames is fucking, I would not mess with, okay? No fucking way. You are crazy, okay? How did he get the Band-Aid in the back? Who the fuck knows? But the point is, okay? Get to know someone first, okay? You're not going out with him. It's not real. Go out with him once and go from there, okay? So between all the stories I've told in 30, ladies and gentlemen, this is fucking insane. Are there more coming? Probably. Will this guy probably have more stories? Yeah, he's got at least 2 here. Check it out. I haven't listened to him yet, and I got nothing else to do tonight. I'll probably check him out too. Point is, okay, get to know someone, and don't talk so much. Okay, there's a reason why we got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Okay, you'll learn a lot more by listening than talking. Okay, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with talking, but come on, huh? So, ladies and gentlemen, I said this before, and I've said this. This will be 30 times I've said this. Another thrilling dating, story, basement episode of Computer Love, Part 30.
I am Job.
Do you speak English?
I am Job.
I'm sorry, the position has been filled.